I'm Heidi Hewitt, AutoCAD Technical Marketing Manager, here with Carl Mokel, Senior Product Designer for AutoCAD. Carl, with the new materials that we have in AutoCAD 2011, when you apply those to your model in AutoCAD, how does that affect the drawing size?
Well, actually, it doesn't very much. And this kind of depends. So what happens is the applications that are using this are pretty smart about it. What they do is if they find that it's a material that came out of the library and then everybody knows they're using the same library, they don't actually store the textures in the file. And so the only part that's stored in the file is just the little part that tells it what the differences in the attributes are, that it's shiny or not shiny or something like that. And then when it needs to go get the images, it gets them from the library. Even if you created your own material with your own images, it actually doesn't store it in the drawing. It actually just stores a reference of it. So it actually finds out wherever it is in your hard drive. So that's why when you have a drawing where you have materials that you've made, what you need to do is you need to package them up. And you can use something like eTransmit to do that. And you package them up with eTransmit, and that'll take all of your images and the drawing and put them together, and then you can send it to somebody, and then they can render it with all the proper images and have it look good the way you want it to be.
And speaking of that, the eTransmit idea with the drawing, how about if you have your custom materials libraries and you've got those materials in there that are referencing these different files? Is there some way that, how do you transfer those materials libraries?
Well, if you're going to make a library which you're going to share with people, you probably should take your textures and store them in one place that you can ship with the library. Otherwise, as far as again, it only takes a reference to them, and wherever your images are, they're going to be where they are on your hard drive, and you've got to bring them together so that the library can do something with them. There's not a package up the library tool. But if you just make sure that when you're making materials and you just always put them in the same folder in your, in my documents folder, you created a folder called my textures, and you always put them all in there. When you wanted to take the library and share it with somebody, it would be pretty easy. You just take the library file and all those textures and give them to somebody, and they'd be able to use them.
Perfect. So it's really just taking advantage of reference files and not a lot stored in the drawing.
Yeah, no, because we can't afford to have the drawings get any bigger, and there's no reason to it because you'd use those same images in different places, and so you don't want to actually bring them into the file, stuff like that. That would be messy.
Makes great sense.
Great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.